probably have that guy at your workplace. The middle-aged, super chill IT guy in his 40s or 50s who just, no matter what's going on, never panics. He never gets worked up about anything, no matter how stressed out everyone else is. Let's call this bro Tom. Tom, the IT guy. If he's born between 1965 and 1980, it means he's Gen X, and being chill AF is very typical for that entire generation. While boomers are complaining about Gen Z being lazy and Gen Z ranting about how the system is rigged against them, Gen X just doesn't react. They're in the middle, chilling. But this is actually pretty nuts and completely counterintuitive because Gen X lived through more economic crashes than any generation currently in the workforce. They had the early 90s recession, the dot-com crash, the 2008 housing thing, COVID. The list goes on.
Does it?
No, that's pretty much it. But still, Gen X went through all of this, but they still won't stop chilling. Statistically, Gen X has the highest workplace happiness at 50%, beating millennials at 42% and Gen Z at 35%. In other words, Gen X is chill AF. They get things done without hype or micromanagement, and they seem genuinely satisfied.
That's odd. Maybe we need to have a talk with Tom. Do you think something's wrong with him?
Bro, Tom is actually a genius, a big-brained smarthead. I'm gonna explain to you why. But first, you need to understand how Tom became who he is. To understand why Tom became the chill-ass unk he is today, we need to go back, way back, before Big Corp, before any of the bullshit. Because the psychology of Gen X didn't happen by accident. It goes way back to their childhoods. Gen X grew up in the 70s and 80s. For the first time ever, both parents had a job to go to, or they were divorced. Because of that, if there's one thing that defined the Gen X childhood, it's this. Nobody was watching. Not in a neglectful, holy macaroni we need to call the authorities way, but in a, I don't have time for you, go sort your own shit out way. So they did. That's why they're called the latchkey kids. They came home from school, let themselves in, made their own ham sandwiches, cheated on their own homework, and took revenge on bullies alone. No participation trophies. No, everyone's a winner. Just good luck out there. Don't burn the house down.
That sounds kind of lonely.
Oh, it was absolutely lonely. But you know what else it was? Great f***ing prep for surviving at Big Corp. Think about it. What do you need to survive the corporate world? Well, the same mindset they grew up with. To survive at Big Corp, you need to be self-sufficient. And you need to have absolutely zero expectations that anyone is going to do anything for you. No one cares about you. Gen X wasn't taught that the world is fair, or that if something goes wrong, a fat HR lady will come to rescue you. No, they learned that no one gives a about them. They're on their freaking own. You're hungry? Make your own damn sandwich. Your mom is probably day drinking and smoking with the other divorced moms in your neighborhood. If your bike breaks down, you find a neighbor who can do it for you. Your dad's probably at work and doesn't come home until late. That's why the psychology of Gen X is so flipping different. Boomers were handed a system that worked, a proven blueprint. Gen Z and millennials grew up being told they were special and the world was all cushions and rainbows. Gen X was told absolutely nothing. No promises, no guarantees, nothing. So they just don't have expectations. That's the best way to put it.
Exciting news, everyone. We're restructuring the entire company. This is going to be so awesome for everyone, except the ones we have to fire.
That's how it is.
This is a man who has been taking care of himself since he was 4. But here's what's insane. Tom and his Gen X crew has been through so damn much, more than any other generation. So it actually makes no sense for them to be the chill ones. Life did not go easy on Tom and his generation. Not even a little bit.
How so?
Let's have a look at his life story. Tom graduates in the early 90s, full of whatever amount of hope a latchkey kid can muster. He takes a step out into the world and boom! A recession hits him in the face. No jobs, no opportunities, no copy-paste boomer blueprint.
Okay, then what?
Well, the 90s pick up and tech is booming. This is when Tom goes from being just Tom to being Tom the IT guy. Life is starting to work out. Then once again, boom! The boss goes,
Big Corp is going all in on the internet. Everything is going to be .com from now on. We're even changing the company name to BigCorpIncorporated.com. I'm feeling really good about this.
And then the .com bubble explodes. Tom loses his job. But he finds another one.
So Tom gets back on his feet?
He gets back on his feet, and he does so without complaining. No LinkedIn post about being excited for the next chapter, just rolling up the sleeves and getting on with it, just like he did when he was a kid. But then, The market crash of 2008 hits.
Oh no.
The entire housing market collapses. Banks implode. The economy, just like Tom Petty, is free falling. Tom watches his retirement savings get cut in half over a weekend. But, like the Gen Xer he is, he just goes on with it, like he always has. And then, just when Tom thought maybe, possibly, things might finally stabilize, COVID hits. You know what happened. Everything went to hell. All of this is way more bullshit than any other generation has had to endure.
Gosh darn almighty, life really played a number on him. How is he still doing what Elton John did? Still standing.
Well, here's the thing about Gen X kids like Tom. Every single thing that was supposed to break him was basically stuff his entire childhood prepared him for. Gen X kids like Tom didn't expect any handouts. You just get on with your life and figure it out. But here's what's really interesting. All of this has made Tom somewhat untouchable. So Tom has survived all of this, and that brings us to the fascinating state of his current mind. Because at Big Corp, the evil board of directors has a full playbook of tricks designed to keep the workforce anxious, compliant, and too scared to ask for anything. And it works on everyone. Correction, it works on almost everyone.
We hope there won't be any need for layoffs, but you never know. We're doing a little restructuring. Nothing to worry about. Probably. We've decided everyone needs to be back in the office 5 days a week, effective immediately. This is about building a culture. It's definitely not about control.
For f***'s sake.
Okay.
Why does none of this affect him? I'm shitting my pants.
Because Big Corp's entire playbook runs on one thing. Fear. The fear of losing something you're depending on. But here's the thing about Tom. He's not depending on anyone. He doesn't give a f***. He be chillin' AF. There's actually a name for what Tom has. It's called stress inoculation. Tom's seen it all. He survived it, so he knows he'll probably survive the next thing too.
So he's just broken?
No, Mickey. I'd argue he's the only one who isn't. Open your eyes. Look around you. Everyone is stressed. Everyone is losing their goddamn minds. But not Tom. Tom and his Gen X peers are just fine. And that's actually really cool. Tom is a freaking genius. So here's the thing that Tom actually figured out. Every other generation is having some kind of workplace identity crisis. Boomers are furious. No one respects their incredible life achievements. Buying a 3-story house for 3/4 of a quarter. Millennials and Gen Z feel like the whole system is more bullshit than vegan meatballs. So what about Tom? Well, Tom's not experiencing any of that. It's not like he's suppressing anything. He's actually, genuinely, from the bottom of his heart, fine. Because of his upbringing, he never had any expectations on anyone. Unlike every other generation, his entire Gen X mindset is built around figuring it out for yourself. That's why he's so reliable. Whenever you need a password to be reset, he'll be there. Whenever you've lost access to the employee dashboard, he'll be there. And when you accidentally clicked a link that exposed confidential company data to hackers, you'll be pleased to know he'll be there. He's the latchkey kid who raised himself.
Wow.
To the masses, he's just Tom the IT guy. But to me, he's the guy who figured it out. There's freedom in adopting the mindset of Tom. We should all strive to be more like him. I'd love to go on, but I have an appointment. Bye.